Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So yes, Melanie Thompson Scott has been Nikki Newman for 44 years. Now, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Nikki. Um, I'm one of them. Also, I don't have the overabundance hatred towards Nikki. But regardless of how you feel about the character, you gotta sit there and give props to the actress for being, well, one, for sitting there being on any show for that amount of time to play that character 44 years. That is damn near a lifetime. That is half of your life sitting there playing this character. And, if I ever get the chance to sit there and interview her, I got to sit there and ask, how do you do it? How do you distinguish your character from you? It's the same thing that people always sit there and say with Maurice Bernard. How do you sit there and distinguish your character from um how do you separate Maurice Bernard from Sonny Corrento? Now streaming on Saturday, it's a little bit different than what I let me give it a few minutes, see who shows up. Um I did actually make a post like 10 minutes ago that I was actually gonna be on 10 minutes. Instead of putting the Pacific and Eastern and everything like that. I usually stream Monday through Friday and Saturday to Sunday for members, but since I had the day off for some odd reason, they decided to give me Saturday off. I figured it would just be a better day to stream than it would be um, trying to do it on Thursday. Because usually throughout the week, sometimes I go from 8 to 9:30. But we've been getting a lot more people in. The conversations have been getting a lot more intense, a lot more interesting. And so I knew it was going to go to 10 o'clock. And it was like, you know what? Instead of you trying to rush it, let's just sit there and you know, have this day when I can sit there and do it. This way, you know, the people that normally join can still get the 5 days of streaming. I tried to do it around 12 o'clock. That was not going to happen. One of the things that I do want to sit there and improve on this year, besides actually doing this full time, is also making sure that I stick to my damn schedule. Sometimes it's like, all right, I'll come on at 8, then it's like 8:08. And it's like, what the hell happened? Because I keep forgetting just how long it takes me to set everything up, from making sure the audio works. Um, it's just a lot of other stuff, a lot of other technical stuff. I gotta sit there and make sure everything's good before we get started. So by that time, and I had to open up the windows. And by that time, it's like already like 5 to 6 minutes. So it's like in reality, I should probably start like a few minutes early. Um, Yes. As you're coming in, make sure you do hit the like button. It really does help. And if you want to join to become a member, it is in the pinned comment. We're going to be sitting there having some discussions tonight. We're going to sit there and spill some more tea tonight. So you definitely want to be a part of it. Kaiwan, do you think the fact they make it sunny more like 90 sunny and not like 2020, making more people hate and more hatred and talking it and taking it back to the fact that it was cult classic. That comment was really jumbled up. I will sit there and say that the rewrite of Sunny's history is very interesting, right? And I may sit there and talk more about this tonight as well in the members only, but just in general, regardless of everything, people seem to say, well, it's a rewrite. That's not how it was. It doesn't matter how it was. That's how it is now. Okay. This is how it is now. People are sitting there saying, well, Karen wasn't underage back in it. Doesn't matter. Starting this year in 2024, Karen was underage when Sonny wound up, having love in the afternoon. Karen was underage when Sonny decided to give her candy and made her and threw her on a pole. Okay, Sonny was that person. And Sonny's answer was the same answer that if you watch any pred catching video would sit there and say, I was there to sit there and listen. I just wanted to sit there and help. I wanted her to know that somebody understood her. Are you kidding me? You understand how shocking and jarring that was as a Sonny fan? But the truth of the matter is, it's the truth, right? That's the truth. Regardless of what people want to sit there and be like, well, that's not. Listen, you can be a Sonny fan, and try to reconcile that in your head. Um, Collinson, I said that because they kind of rewrote in the Karen history. Karen was Chinese Victor, and then make it sound like Sonny was helpful when he wasn't. He was a Roman pimp kind of character, and yeah, okay, I got that part. Because they changed the character. I said it's because they changed any character in the '90s. Yeah, no, I got that. But like I said, that's the history, and this also goes for Luke. What Luke did to Laura. And people want to sit there and say, well, Luke and Laura was the greatest love story ever. And like, Luke was an artist. Why are we sitting there trying to celebrate an artist and celebrate this twisted, disgusting version of love, or what they want to call love? What Luke did was the worst thing that any person can do to somebody else, because that is the murder of a soul, essentially. And to sit there and have people write, I love Luke's character. I love their love story. Because then when you question them, they get super defensive, right? Even if you don't, even if you're not intentionally trying to be rude or whatever, you question them, they get super defensive. And it's like, on one hand, yes, it does kind of suck that, you like what you like, and somebody got to sit there and try to question you like you're wrong, right? And on a lot of things, I can sit there and agree with that. There's certain things where it's just like, seriously, like certain things should be very clear cut and dry. There should be no mistaking it. It should just be exactly what it is. Then Sonny the Roman pimp. Okay. So, it's so weird because it says like 7 people are watching, but I only see one person. Wait a few more minutes, maybe hop out, hop back in, see what's going on. If you're in the chat and there's like, okay, if there's like 7 or 8 people, just type in an emoji or something to make sure that it works. I mean, I typed mine in. There we go. Susan Russo. Okay, good. There we go. I was like, what in the hell is going on? Darby, there you go. This is this is all like 30 years Monday marking quarterbacking, in which people are just now being shocked how their favorite characters acted way back then. And what's good, Darby? What's good, Laura B? Thank you for joining. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like people are sitting there saying, "Well, it was a rewrite." Sunny, we'll probably get more into that tonight. We'll talk more about that this weekend because I feel like some people are just like in the state of denial. What's good, Laura B? Darby? They're in the state of denial, and I'm like, which Sunny did. And then of course it goes back to this whole, well, it happened years ago. Can't the character be redeemed? Well, I mean, let me ask the people that are parents. Could could you look at somebody differently even if they did it years ago? Could you sit there and look at them differently now? I don't know if I could. It's a very hard thing to reconcile. Oh, and don't worry today, Susan. I'm still not going to be asking you to pay my bills. So just in case there was any sort of questions or anything like that, I just want to let you know, Susan, that I am not going to be sitting there asking you to pay my bills. Now, if you're going to become a member, that's something different. We're going to get into some more stuff tonight. Share a little more tea about myself. Um, we'll get into that. So you definitely would be a member, but just in general, I would say, Susan, I'm still not going to ask you to pay my bills. Lobby, I just, in case you was confused today, like maybe I changed my mind. It's still we gonna have to talk about that one because yeah, we have to talk about that one tonight too. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Uh Man of the hour, Ronnie Ron, we're gonna have to sit there and get you a member at some point. I was thinking about that on my way to I was gonna sit there and say Starbucks. Dunkin' Donuts. Darby says characters like Scott has been saying stuff like this about Sonny and Luke for years. And the other character said, "Shut up, Scotty." Oh, Darby. So basically, what you Smith is saying is hashtag Scotty was right. Laura B says, in the case of Karen's, I didn't see the whole situation, so I avoided the impact. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, Laura B, is that people are Smith is saying that it's a rewrite, right? That's not how it went down before. She was of age. But here's the thing. If you dissect this whole thing, let's just sit there and say, for the sake of argument, that she was of age. She wasn't, but let's just sit there and say she was. He knows that she came from a broken home where she got SA, and you push candy on her. Like, that's a scumbag move in itself, right? And you got to sit there and wonder, how could you sit there and redeem that? Susan said, "Tell me about this becoming a member thing. I'm clueless." So, oh, Ron, you and your Jerry Apprentice. I think you're the only person that actually remembers that character. So here's the thing about the membership: you pay $4.99, and you get access to videos that I normally don't put out for everyone else. So certain personal videos that I put out, or I'll put out a video talking about the whole Sunny situation and my thoughts that I wouldn't normally put out for everyone else. You also get access to exclusive live streams. So if you ask any person in here that's a member, they tell you that there's certain conversations that we don't talk about in regular streams. Plus, I have a video. Like, Susan, if you're a General Hospital fan, you definitely want to be a part of it because there's a video where tea is spilled about what goes on behind the scenes at General Hospital. that I specifically put for members only. So if you're a General Hospital fan, you definitely want to sit there and be a member because that video alone is worth the price. Um, I'm still shocked by that video, and it was months ago, and I'm still just like, and we have a new person, Shaquita, right? Shaquita, I think that's the pronounce name. Oh, he definitely did lobby. Oh, Susan, it's actually pretty simple. In the pin comment, there's a pin comment. You just click on that, and it will take you right to it. It's right in the pin comment. So that little link that's in the pin comment, you just click on that. It's actually pretty easy. Let's welcome Shaquita. I think you've been here before, but if you have not, then yes. So I don't know if you can see it, but right there, that little blue line, you just click on that, and then you can join. When are you going to collaborate? I'm not sure. I'm doing a collaboration today, but it's not gonna be a live stream. I'm gonna plan it out, Ron. I definitely do plan on doing some collabs soon. Darby says, "Looking sunny with predators." Period. Except they have dashing good look dimples that melts the girls' hearts, and not look like the usual ugly scumbag predators that they detest. And that's probably the truest thing. That's probably the truest thing. Um, that's a good question. Ron, I'll look into it today. I'll look into it today to see how to contact them. Yes, yes, that's still going to wind up happening in lobby. Um, we're getting together around 4 o'clock, and we'll make a video, but it won't be a live stream though. So it'll just be a video you can watch anytime that you want. But yeah, we're still doing that today. We're gonna put out that video today. But yeah, Ron, I'll look into it today. And again, Dory, that comment's perfect right there. They have looks. They have looks, and they have certain qualities that they feel that women will sit there and overlook. Powerful qualities enough to sit there and have them move past something like R and underage, which is mind blowing. Remember DC did a video talking about controversial characters. He was questioning whether she put it out or not. Oh, this is so good. Oof, this is good. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Ron says Trip better not knock out Wendy. That will be gross. I might throw up. Oh, Ron, your comments are one of a kind. I appreciate you for that. Especially your comment yesterday was peak level funny. Does anyone remember his comment that he said to me yesterday that I had to sit there and read over and over and over again because it was just that um outrageous? Also, if you know Alyssa Jackson, she's going to be doing her podcast on YouTube at 4 p.m. Eastern, talking about wrestling. So definitely check her out. And Susan become a member. That's what's up. Let's everyone welcome Susan into the group, into the fold. We're gonna have a good discussion tonight. That's what's up. It's so weird not actually have my noodles. Yes, let's everyone welcome Susan. Susan, thank you again for joining. Yeah, 44 years. That's a long time. Ex Lavos, yes. The legend is back. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you've been missed, my guy. How have you been? Ambassador Sam, the GOAT. The GOAT is in the chat. Let's everyone say what's up to Ambassador Sam. Lorby says it works good for you. Yes. Now she's gonna have a good time. I've been good. I've been good, Exvos. Exlavos. I saw your comment, and I think it was somebody else's live stream, and I was like, I haven't seen this guy in such a long time. Ron says, if you are if you're at the fan event and they booed and been nasty to the watchers, you try to defend her, they will tell you to mind your effing business. Ron, I would welcome that, and I would, well, I think it'd be hilarious. Darby says, I think Sonny and Luke probably thought they could outrun their embarrassment past by being more tolerable, becoming more a part of the community. It sometimes didn't work out like that. But more often than not, it did. That's the problem. More often than not, it did. Hell, I didn't know. I mean, granted, I didn't know all that. Of course, Susan, of course. Yeah, that threw me as well. That threw me as well. Yeah, that definitely threw me as well. So I don't know. With days has been tripping a little bit. You know, I still have nothing for Triple Wendy. I found every single scene that they've done has just been obnoxious and damn near intolerable. And every time that they're on screen, it just is like, and it's not that they're saying that I'm trying to be a negative Nancy, but they just don't work for me. Days have just been out of pocket in so many respects. Webber says, but all this outrage isn't going to last long for Sonny. I know, ain't that something? Ron says, Abby, you just have to tell them that it's not Nina you're attacking. I mean, yeah, no, Ron, these aren't rational people. It was good, cherry ice cream. How you doing today? Happy Saturday. Ex Lavosa, yeah, I wasn't around for that. Karen stuff didn't know Sonny slept with a minor, but that was 30 years ago. Jagger need to let it go. Ooh, ooh. Hmm. You know, yes, no, it's good. Well, cherry ice cream, I normally don't come on side, so I get that part. And, Ex Lavos says something that, what's good, Chikaris? Ex Lavos says something that's really interesting. This that happened a long time ago, right? And at some point, he feels that, I've been good, Chikaris. How have you been? How's the art world and everything? Was, Chikaris, was you able to get paid was you able to get paid for your, okay, let me get to that in a minute. Jakaris, what episode pissed you off? You just said an episode pissed you off. What episode? Oh, okay, I got you, Jakaris. Yeah, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Debbie says, but you are a stone cold robot, Abby. You don't tolerate emotions like us. It's very true, Darby. I am I'm very cold hearted. Darby is speaking the truth. Yeah, Ron, I mean I agree with him. I definitely agree with him. Oh, Jakaris, let me ask you a question. Was James able to pay you? I did get paid. Okay, cool. That's all I was wondering. If he actually paid you for the painting, good. It's weird that you actually knew I was gonna say that because I was wondering about that. I mean, I know it was like a few weeks ago, but I was like, did James ever actually pay you for that painting? But all right, that's good. That's good. That's good. Jakaris, when are you doing your next when are you doing your next review? Let's see that. Yes, he did good. That was the first thing I wanted to know, Jakaris. Okay, cool. Um, the passage of time, right, with Sunny, and that happening a long time ago, and that's something that Exlavos is able to let go. Okay, I look forward to the end, Jakaris. Thank you for letting me know. Um, I'm gonna watch. Sir Charles, what's up with you? Happy Saturday. Yeah, it's a long time ago, but for other people, they can't sit there and look at that and be like, half of General Hospital this week. Okay. Did you catch? I looked at it. I didn't actually watch the whole thing, but I saw that he did one. So I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Kudos to him. Kudos to him. We have our disagreements about a lot of stuff, and I mean, like, oof, a lot of stuff. But kudos to him for the interview. I may have my own reasons why I may or may not watch it, but I give him props for actually doing it. Well, like I said, Jakaris, when you put it out, I will sit there and watch. Yeah, Darby, and I think you kind of know half of those reasons why, but props to him nonetheless. Again, other people may not be able to sit there and let that go. I'm split because yes, it did happen 30 years ago, and you could sit there and say he made amends. He did all this other stuff that some people could sit there and say balance the scales, helping out Stone, the hospital, being a philanthropist, everything like that. All the good that he's done for Port Charles by making it somewhat safer than it was. Does it balance out the scales of what he did though? Because essentially he kind of destroyed a girl's life. Darby says, "Next question, please. What's next question? Did you like the throwback of Nikki dancing days? They were interesting. All right, you have a good day, Jakaris. I don't get the next question. I don't know, Ron. I'm okay with age gap dating as long as they're the age of 21. Yeah, age of 21 is consensual, then it's fine. I think most Americans have a problem with that because whatever reason, but you go to any other country, Debbie says I didn't mean to overstep into something that didn't concern me. No, you didn't overstep. I just said you know the reasons why. You know the reasons why because I said it in the members. That's all. Karen made peace with Sonny on Port Charles. That's true. But you know, again, Lobby, like I'm very split on it when it comes. Ron says, Albert, when it comes to the poll, you can't beat Nikki Newman at that. Um, I don't know what she looked like back then. So, Exo says, I came into GH in the late '90s. It is wild that Sonny gave a girl blank that used to blank out characters for him. Yeah, yeah, it's trust me, Exo was. I started watching in the early 2000s. I didn't know much about that. Francis, I think. Yeah, I think so too. Francis, yes. So Travis says, how do you feel about Ava almost kissing Sonny? I'm interested in it. I'm here for it. I may be the only person, but I'm here for it though. I'm here for it. Yes, sir. I am here for it, Sir Charles. I know people have their reasons of why they're not here for it, and I get that. But yeah, I'm here for it. I am here for it. I was just gonna sit there and say, yeah, it's crazy. But yes. What the hell? Oh, Ashley on the Young and the Restless. This chick has. Well, honestly, tell you the truth, I feel that Ashley does have DID because there's a line that she says that if I keep going, eventually, she'll be safe. She'll be safe. And yeah, Abby definitely pissed me off. Like she pissed off a lot of people coming at Tucker. And I'm like, boo, it's your mom that keeps Nicky getting in his face, not the other way around. And she walks around with this false bravado, like, oh, you keep sitting there and mess with my mom. I'm gonna squash you like a bug. I was like, you blind idiot, you're not gonna do a damn thing to Tucker. Honestly, tell you the truth, if it wasn't for Devon and he was a person that didn't really have a lot of morals, he would sit there and destroy that girl's life. X of us says Ava and Sunny about to yep. Same. I'm here for it. Yeah, Sir Charles. She's yeah, I do. Francis, I think she's gonna have the ID. That's what I think. I think she's going to generally have the ID. I can see it. I can definitely see it. Ron says Audra needs to settle down and stop jumping from guys to guys. She will end up getting pregnant and don't know how the child who the child's father is. Um I don't think that she sleeps with as many people as you think she does. That's the thing. I don't think that you do. I mean, and honestly, tell you the truth, guys do that all the time, and yet they don't sit there and get called out for it. Warby says, I agree about Abby. I know she was standing up for her mother, but she was so far out of line. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, Warby. I can give her credit. I can admire her for standing up for the people that she loved, but she's out of pocket in that one. Yeah, I think that she is. Yes, my friend, yes. Extrovert says you have any theories on what's going on with Jason? Extrovert, I think that his family's being threatened. That's what I was sitting there and say is that his family's being threatened. Like Ava said, somebody has something over Jason because he's not being mind controlled. Um, exactly, Ron, DID. That's the thing. I think that somebody is blackmailing Jason by targeting his family, which would make sense, actual votes, because I mean he's been in the business for a long time. You're gonna accumulate some enemies, so it's it's gonna what I'm saying. Like I can see it. I mean, there's a third possibility because people were saying that he's mind controlled, and I don't think that's the case. But then a third possibility is I don't know. Francis, that would be a twist. Francis says, "Do you think that Brick is the mastermind behind Jason double crossing?" I kind of would want that because it would be an interesting twist. But I think with Stephen A. Smith being on the show so long, I don't know if they could continue to actually have him on the show if they make him a villain. X Laval says, "I thought that I thought that too, but the guy called him Jacob, so that means they don't know who he is. Okay, so then that brings into another conclusion. Maybe he is working for Sonny, and Sonny doesn't know it. So maybe he's working for Sonny. So I think that's possible. Blackmon, aka Mr. GQ. Yeah, but I don't think that him and Sonny are actually working together though. But yeah, so I would sit there and say he's undercover. Gemini, yes, 44 years. That's a long time. And that's the thing, Gemini. I know again, I know a lot of people don't like Nikki. I get that. But for anybody to sit there and play a character for that long, to be on the show for that long, they deserve their flowers. They definitely do. Ron says, Otto, why do you want Patch and Kayla to be grandparents? I really don't actually care if they're grandparents or not. So, okay, well, Gemini, it's good to sit there and see, even if it's just for a little bit. So, yes, Ken says, I think Erica Slazak from Like Live did the best storyline with that. I think she got an award for her performance. She played Victoria. Yeah, I heard about that, Gemini. I mean, I heard about that cherry ice cream. She had about five different personalities. Five different personalities. That's insane. Gemini says she'd been playing Nikki before you and I was born. Yeah, exactly, Gemini. That's what I was saying. Like, that's mind blowing. You stop to think about that. That is mind blowing. That's unbelievable. She's been playing Nikki Newman longer I've been alive. And as long as I've been on this planet, she's been playing the same character. So, because I know Maurice Bernard gets asked the same question. What's the difference between you and Sonny Corinthos? So I know people ask, what's the difference between Melanie Scott and Nikki Newman? Because at this point, they kind of write for her in a sense. I don't mean that they changed the storyline around for her. I mean that her language, her mannerisms, they're all tailored to her specifically. Francis says, do you think Diane's sincere or is she planning something? Well, it is Diane, so I know that she's definitely jealous that Jack spends so much time with his ex-wife. I know about the planning stuff, but I don't think that she's sincere. I think she wants to appear to be sincere. But Kai wanted to appear to support his mother. And yet he's already sitting there talking about plotting to take her job. So crazy, 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 crazy. Jimmy said this is why YNR has the most ratings is because the characters are the same. The YNR fans are consistent. I watch YNR in the Caribbean at a small child. Wow. Yeah, I can see that. I can, and it's so crazy, Gemini. I think if it wasn't for this channel, I wouldn't be watching Young and the Restless. I would have been watching General Hospital, but I wouldn't have been watching all the other soaps. I would have been missing out on so much. And of course, it's still crazy because even when I used to watch When Like to Live and all the other stuff, I knew who Victor Newman was. I may have not known about any other character, but I knew who Victor was. That's how iconic Victor Newman is. And yeah, you had Kariakis, which was another famous one, but he wasn't on that level of Victor Newman. Victor Cassadon wasn't even on that level of Victor Newman. Because unlike Victor Cassadine, who was just a straight up bad guy, they tried to play Victor Newman as this really crazy, nasty businessman, but still had some sort of heart and a sense of loyalty towards his family. I don't know about Victor Kiriakis. Russia says, I saw an actor playing Kyle is leaving. He doesn't really have much of a storyline. Oh, wow. You know, Francis, somebody said that Chance, the actor that plays Chance, is leaving. And I'm like, what are you doing? Now, I get that Chance character, it seems like they don't know what to write for them anymore. because you made him from a cop to a businessman. Like that's just so out of pocket. How would Jada or Patch feel? Well, honestly, tell you the truth, Ron, I don't give a damn how Jada feels because she's been coming across like an insane Karen. Um, I mean, I know that Patch and Kayla is going to have some concerns. Yeah, they're definitely going to have some concerns. Jada is going to do her usual whining and crying, and I'm going to sit there and drag her out like usual. So I'll say that much, Ron. But yeah, with Chance, it's like, what are you doing with this character? Then he's not there talking to his mom about the business. Like, it does seem like they don't know what the hell to do with Chance at this point. Yeah, and that's the thing, Ambassador Sam. It's not that I don't like. It's not like I didn't like Jada, but what she's doing right now is so out of effing pocket, though. Has his own news anchor. Oh, that's what's up, Ron. Kyrie's, the one and only. How are you doing, Kyrie's? Let's say what's up to Kyrie's. The one and only, the amazing Kyrie's Clark. Gemini Weinar is classic. Actually, tell you the truth, their theme song is probably the best because unlike other shows that have changed their theme songs, Weinar has always been the same. Yeah, that's the thing about Sam. It's like it's not that I don't like her, but she's so out of pocket, right? And she keeps in there confronting Everett. And it comes to it's like at what point does you confronting him turns into a harassment? That's my issue with Jada. Jada is constantly sitting there sniping at him and everything like that. And my whole thing is with Jada, I was like, bro, he acted like a scumbag. He cheated on you. You divorced him, right? So once you sign those divorce papers, he doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe you anything. Why do you keep getting in this man's face? It's been years, and you've clearly moved on with other men. So, like, what is the problem? Jada can cry all she wants, but Stephanie is an adult, and nothing Jada can do about it. Well, I mean, yes, and I know some people have sat there and said, "Well, she has the right to confront him." But how many exactly, Ambassador Sam? How many times does confronting somebody turns into harassment? And you're a person with a badge, right? So now people can sit there and look at it as abuse of power. I'm like, you're not playing this smart. You can literally sit there and ruin your career by doing this. Get some therapy, bro. Harry says, I'm great planning my birthday stream in my head. Oh, yes, Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. Chat. Tuesday is going to be Kyrie's birthday, his born day, his day where he graced everyone with his presence into the world. So, yeah, exactly, Ambassador. Saying that's where it just gets to a point. It's like, all right, come on, bro. Like this is, and this gets to a point. It just gets old, you know. Francis says Jada's boring. Don't like her. We're great. I think when she first came in, I do think that they need to do something with her, Francis. I don't think this is the way to go about it. Jada was out of line. She was walking right. She just walked right into it. Yeah, you're right. No, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about abuse of power and harassment. Gemini says one person that needs to get a clue is Nina. She fell in love with Mike, but didn't really get to know Sonny. Sonny is not as soft and cuddly like Mike. Yes, yes, yeah. Slamming the door in somebody's face to sit there and tell you something. First of all, it's disrespectful to sit there and do that to anybody. And he keeps walking off, and she keeps sitting there walking around like this sad little puppy after him. I'm like, I think that should just be a lesson to any woman that is trying to vie for a man's attention, because that's not somebody you can sit there. You can't look yourself in the mirror if you're sitting there doing all that. And I don't care how much you dislike Nina, whatever. No one deserves to be treated like that, especially because You're sitting there saying, "Oh, well, I can't sit there and mess with you because you know, you're trifling and you're whatever." I'm like, Sonny, you're a killer. You kill people for a living. Yes, and Gemini, yes. Make sure you do hit that like button because it really does actually help. Where are we with the likes anyway? I'm kind of curious. Okay, I'm gonna cheat like usual. Okay, so we got 5 likes. We  got 19 people in the chat. So if you are enjoying the stream, make sure you do hit the like button because it does actually help. Oh, Ron, she used the police resources, abuse of power. But yeah, it does actually help. So yeah, please hit the like button. XFL says Sonny's my favorite character, but Nina doesn't deserve. Yes, and I 100% agree with that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. XFL is like no matter how much you dislike a character, nobody deserves to be treated like that. Says, Albert, when someone tells you to leave them alone, listen and leave them alone. Simple request, move on. And I agree with that, Jim, and I do. I do. And thank you, Ambassador Sam, for hitting the like button. Harry says maybe I should have the original of Hey Babe make an appearance after all. Okay. Well, I look forward to it. Um, and yes, I do agree with that too, Gemini. That's why I was just like, yo, listen, he's not worth it. Isn't it they're saying, oh, well, he called you all sorts of names, but everything that he called you doesn't compare to what he does. Okay. And not only do you kill people for a living, but you also, by your business, you put your family, your loved ones in danger. How many women have sat there and suffered physically or mentally or both because of something, right? And this is the guy you want to sit there and go after? What are you, nuts? Gemini says Sonny has never changed to deny who he was, so I don't feel bad for Nina in those regards. Stop it trying to save the ashes from the fire. I mean, I get that, Gemini. I do. I'm just not just saying, like, he's not worth it. And this is somebody who's questioning if they even still like Sonny. You know? Because Sonny was my favorite character up until this new relevate, this new reveal about Sonny's past. Francis says, "Thank you, Albert. Got to go for now. Everyone has a nice weekend. Live in Cleveland and supposed to get snow." Oh, okay. All right, Francis. You have a great day. Stay safe and thank you for joining. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. That's true. Nina was in a relationship with a fantasy, and Gemini. That's something I think we can all agree on. I mean, Ron, it made sense. He wanted to know the truth, so I get why he did what he did. I get why he did what he did. I mean, I do think after a while, if she does sit there and keep getting up in his face, I'm like, that might be something you want to sit there and do is file a complaint for harassment because nobody should have to be sitting there dealing with that, especially from the ex who can't let it go. And he did sit there and say, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry. Well, I don't believe you." Okay, cool. You don't need to believe me. You need to sit there and kick rock style. You don't want an apology. What do you want? The guy said he can't remember. You still sitting there getting up in his face like, get the F out of here. Extrovert says other women have done worse to Sonny and he's forgiven them. And I agree. And I agree, Extrovert, because I'm like, even what he did to Carly, she's not in jail. She lost some money. Okay, cool. You did do a crime. So let's not sit there and try to act like she didn't. And like you said, other women have done worse, and Sonny Smith they're treating this woman like dirt. Like honestly, to tell you the truth, it's at a point where it's just I kind of hope he says no. I'll never let it down. Curious. Now I'm kind of curious if you do. I'm very curious about this. If you can get this person on your stream, I would sit there and say this. Let's just hope it's not. Um, let's just hope whoever you're getting on won't be a train wreck like the last stream that you had. Which we gonna talk a little more about that. To some extent. Gemini says, "Okay, Karen. Oh, Karen, that was Jagger's story. Please watch those old episodes because Jagger has some missing parts. When he finally got with Karen, he wasn't good to her either." Yeah, I mean that's true, Gemini. I heard that he did cheat on her. He left her and stuff like that. He was a scumbag to her. Um, Lori says to be fair, at the same time, Sunday didn't have any baby mamas to feel loyal to. That's why she hasn't moved in with Rafe because Rafe always talking about my ex. Please, Jada, get in the effing life. Ron is hardcore. Ron also said that I didn't actually have any balls too. Um, when I threatened to get Days of Our Lives canceled. Harry says, "Well, if he starts tripping, at least it would actually be in person." I feel like that would actually almost be worse, though, Kyrie, if we're gonna be honest, because if he's in person, you can't just sit there and just click a button and just kind of get rid of him. You know, like with the last stuff. Lorby says when Brenda and Carly betrayed him. Oh, okay, I got that. I mean, it's what they did was still bad, though. I get that he can maybe have a little more forgiveness because they do have children by him, or at least one did. But it's still bad. It's still bad because like what they did was still worse than what Nina did. Exowell says, "You ever go and watch those scenes from the '90s? Jagger beat the hell out of Sonny, and not no, I gotta check that out." Gemini says, "Always forgetting that Nina was lying to Sonny for months about who he really is, and he forgave her. How many times do you think you can keep looking the other direction for your partner's bad behavior?" But see, that's the thing, Gemini. In a double sense, he forgave her for lying, right? He forgave her for lying to who he was about his family. But you can't forgive her for her ratting out Carly. Like in that same vein, it's kind of it's like what Sonny is doing is kind of stupid. You forgave her for something. You forgave her for something worse than what she previously did, and what she did afterwards. If not what Nina did that rubbed Sonny is the fact that she lied for months. Again, how many times am I going to look the other way because I love you? And I get that. I get that to some extent. That I do understand. But again, if Freddie, what is good? Where have you been? How have you been? Missing you. Damn. Basically said that Jada and Talia are the same because they can't keep a man. But Freddie, it's good to see you though. Gemini says that's why I'm saying I forgive you and you did it again. Just chill out. No, and I get that, Gemini. I get the numerous amount of times. It's like how many times is one time too many? That I understand. But I guess I'm still stuck on that. I agree with you. But I'm also still stuck on the fact that you forgave her for something worse than what she did afterwards. So it's like it's to me it's counterproductive. And also the fact that he's treating her so bad at this point, I just want Nina to walk away from that because Sonny is not worth it. He's a toxic man. He cheats like there's no tomorrow. He he has hurt women. He has gotten women hurt just by being in his life, and no woman deserves that. Freddie says, "I'm wonderful, but thank you for asking." Oh, of course. Freddie, I always love having you in the chat. You know that. So whenever I get to see you, I'm very happy. And that's the truth, Jerry Ice It's like he's not worth it. I'm like, you're more better off than if you're trying to work things out with Valentine. Kirby says, I've learned to something, Jada. I have a ball when Dimitri hit with his gun instead of shooting her after she tried. Yeah, that was such an airhead move. Dave, how you doing? And how you doing, Mikab? How are you doing? Hmm. Well, Gemini, I can't sit there and say you're entirely wrong. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I that's what I said. Like on that note, I can agree with you. I still have dual opinions about it, but yes. On that note, yes, I could agree with you. Um, but yeah, yeah, I can see where you're going. Dave says can't stay long. I have to get ready for a family dinner with my dad and son and daughter and niece and nephew. Oh, Dave, it's always good to see you, even when you're not on too long. It's good to see you. Mikab says I'm off this weekend and saw that you're alive. Yeah, Mikab. Mikab, I always appreciate when you come on. I always appreciate when you come on. That's true, Gemini. People can sometimes be their own, destructive, disaster to their own happiness. Francis says Sunny walked past Nina like she was nobody. The writers are making Nina look weak. Yes, and I agree, Freddie. And like I said, no woman deserves that. Harry says, as for the other collabs I did from Thursday, be honest, do you think I addressed it? I felt I was fair. I acknowledged it without sugarcoating it. It's while making balance clear going forward. No, no. That's what that's what that's what did you think about that? Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. I thought you handled it well, Kyrie's. I think my only thing is I wish you would have waited until more people actually got into the chat instead of doing it so early when you started off. Because I think the majority of the people that watched may not have understood what you said. But no, I thought you approached it well. You did it in a way where you were respectful. You did it in a way that was respectful. You didn't call her out or anything like that. And I thought you handled that part well. Yeah, Larby, it's a train wreck. It's a train wreck. Larby, we'll get into a more. You're not going to be here. Well, if you become a member, because we're going to get into that more tonight. Um, just because I got my own experiences that I'm going to sit there and share with some people. But yeah, it was a train wreck. It was a train wreck. I don't mean like he handled it well. Seriously, um, he handled it well. So that's not on his part. Jerison says, "Do you think the silent treatment is a form of psychological abuse?" No. I just think it's just disrespectful. You don't do that to anybody. You know, like even if you know what I'm saying, like you have to treat people with a certain level of respect. And like Freddie said, it makes her look weak, and that's not. Oh, that's fine, Kyrie. So I'm still gonna sit there and say it because it's not so much about her. It's just more about it's about her. It's about me. It's about my experience with just being a live streamer. So Yeah, no, I'm not sitting there only putting it in there because I'm afraid of reprisal or whatever. I'm gonna say what I want to say regardless. Ron says, Albert, why did you have to start a petition for passion to get it canceled? Ron, because I'm a very petty person and I don't like to see people happy. That's why, Ron. I'm a very petty person and I don't like to see people happy. So that's why I did it, Ron. Um, and depending on how I feel, I may want to get Days of Our Lives canceled too. Is that something that you want, Ron? Do you want me to cancel Days of Our Lives? 'Cause I'll do it. Pretty says the last straw that broke the camel's back for me was when Sunny slammed that door in her face. She still wanted to be with a man who disrespected her. That's low self-esteem and no respect for her. Yeah, exactly, Freddie. And my whole thing is like you can't look yourself in the mirror if you are chasing after somebody who's doing something like that. Now some of y'all are in the members live. All right, Kyrie, thank you for joining. I hope I get to see you tonight. We're gonna talk more about that, but yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna not say it because I'm afraid that she's gonna get upset. I'm gonna sit there and say it because it's just kind of getting into more my personal stuff and history and stuff. Yes, you have a good workout, Tyrese. Thank you for joining. No, Freddie, he's not worth it. And this is somebody who used to love Sunny for a hot minute. But let's be honest, Freddie. No man is worth it. Not just Sunny. No man on this earth is worth that level of disrespect. That's why I always do kind of like a PSA when I sit there and talk about Nina and Sunny, because I don't think it's psychologically abusive. I just think it's disrespectful. And any woman worth their salt will never sit there and want to be with a man after having a door slammed in their face. But some people don't seem to get that because they don't like Nina, right? And I get it. Nina's not exactly my favorite character. She does some pretty. Oh, Susan, 8 p.m. Eastern. So 8 o'clock tonight. Um, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific if you are in Pacific time. But yeah, be 8 p.m. Eastern. Just look out for the notification. I'm gonna post that a half an hour before I start to let people know, just to remind people that I'm gonna be live streaming tonight. So you'll see a post saying I'm gonna be live streaming in a half an hour, whatever. So come through, Susan. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna get into it. Oh, of course. Girls, no, we have a good time. So I definitely look forward to seeing you tonight. Um, but yeah, it's crazy with the whole Sunny and Nina thing. You know, you're in West Coast. I'm in the West Coast. Uh, So okay, chat. What time? Okay, so she lives in the West Coast, and I say 8 p.m. Eastern. What time would that be for her? Would that still be 8 p.m. Eastern? Would that be a different time slot for her? Like I'm gonna have to ask Google. Okay, 5 p.m. Okay, so yes, thank you, Susan. So yeah, it'd be 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. your time. Good. Krista, Kyle's leaving is no longer. Yeah, I know a lot of people. And also, how you doing tonight, Krista? I mean, how you doing today, Krista? I'm just surprised that the actor's leaving to some extent. It always sucks when an actor leaves. Susan says Pacific is 3 hours behind East Coast. Okay, that makes sense. Because when I did my collab with James at one point, he is 3 hours behind me, I think. Yeah, Darby, according to the rumors, Melly Mama Horror Queen, Mikop says Sonny can be so mean to women sometimes. Look at how he treats Selena. Yeah, there's a certain level of disrespect that I'm not exactly a fan of. Ambassador Sam says, Sir, perhaps you can assist JLJ Media, experience and lack of notification alerts to members and subscribers. Here's the thing. I mean, I'll do it again. I have no problem trying to do it again. Um, it's really interesting, Ambassador Sam? DC actually tried to do the same thing. Angel Blue. Millie Thompson's guy is leaving YNR's Nikki. No, 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 no. No, I was just not there letting people know that she's been on the show for 44 years. Your mentor. Yeah, I mean, I have no problem to try and do it again. I go in the chat and let him know. DC tried to actually explain to him, hey, listen, put out a post, maybe 10 minutes, be like, hey, listen, I'm about to join in 10 minutes. And let's just sit there and say he was less than receptive, but yeah, no, I have no problem doing it again. No, I'll let him know. If I see him in his live stream again, I'll let him know. That's just him. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to sit there and try to help each other and stuff. Yeah, no, Angel Blue. It's just some people don't know she's been on the show for 44 years. Here's the thing, Angel Blue. She's been on the show so long. She's been on the show before I was born. And she's been on the show as long as I've been on this planet. You understand how crazy that is? Darby says, do you think Sonny is slowly turning into a stepfather Deacon in the way he treats? No. No, Darby, because he's never actually physically hit a woman. She has an icon, Angel Blue, and I feel like there's times where people don't sit there and recognize that. And I think people don't recognize that because of her character. But her as an actress, yes. Mel says I have a feeling that the angel that visit. Yeah, that's what somebody else said that too, Mel. My whole thing was like where it lost me was that Abe was able to see this angel. That's where it lost me at. That's where all the emotion kind of just went out the window. And I get it's a soap opera, they gotta play it a certain way, but like Abe should not be able to sit there and see Paulina's guardian angel. That was just stupid. Freddie says Airhead Josh needs to also be mad as hell with her mom. Cause yes, I said thank you, Freddie. I said this yesterday. I was like, yo, listen, if you want to be upset with somebody, be upset with your mom. Your mom knew Sonny's world was dangerous and she dragged her kids into that. But you want to sit there and be upset with Sonny. Sonny lives a dangerous life. We get that. The problems that go on a lot of times, the danger is because of Sonny, right? But your mom drugged you into that. But you don't sit there and give exactly, Lobby. You don't sit there and stop and be like, hey, why did you drag us through that? Why is that? Because she's so hell bent on Sonny. This is where the level of Sonny hatred just gets to a point where you're not even making any sense anymore. Exactly, Lobby. Angel says Sonny just has a temper. Sonny used to throw bars in front of women's. Nina's still getting exactly. Exactly, Angel Blue. Nina is getting the tame version of what Sunny is. Sunny was a lot worse back then. Mikov says it's so rare that anyone stays with the same job for a number of years. People used to do that back in the day. Yes. Yeah. Um, that's very true. That's why I was like, yo, listen. She been on there for 44 years. Sometimes people get so caught in their feelings about how much they don't like Nikki that they don't give the credit. What's good, Grams TV? They don't give Melanie Stock credit for that they're making for being on that show as long as she is. Same thing with Victor. I don't, I can't remember how long Victor has been on the show, but Victor has been on the show for a very long time. To be fair, I actually do think that they give Victor more credit than they do Melanie Thompson Scott, which is insane to me because Victor essentially is a worser character than Nikki is. I mean, Nikki's bad, but Victor is way worse. But yet they treat Eric Braden with this golden status, which I'm not saying he doesn't deserve, but she deserves that as well, and she doesn't get that. That's the part that kind of blows me a little bit. It's like she's been doing that for a very long time as well. Angel Blue said Jack will be so happy how Jocelyn turned out. A mini me hating Sunny, yes. Graham says he's been on the show since the 79. Yeah, that's a long time. And I'm not saying Eric Braden doesn't deserve his flowers. I'm just saying show that same energy to her. Lorby says I feel the emotion when Nikki was in the meeting. Yes. I felt it too, Lorby. Why is it? Okay, so it's just gonna say okay. Justin says Liam needs to shut up about Finn. Oh, he definitely does, Justin, because he's coming across as a hypocrite. I'm like, bro, you are a terrible husband to your wife. What are you talking about? I feel the same thing, Justin. Freddie says, but of course, Jason first stop had to be Carly's and her. Yep. Well, Freddie, it would have made more sense. It would have made more sense because Elizabeth is a nurse. But you go to Carly, even though Liz is a nurse? Come on, seriously? Let that make sense. You did say that, Ron. I remember. Graham said Belinda from Circular just gave the backstory the other day. All right, I got to sit there and go to her channel and take a look at it. Ryan says I was. Oh, yeah. I read that. I know. Yeah, you saw the previews, right, Mika? Dory says, I worked at a job for over 20 years and I like it sometimes. And even on days I didn't like it, I never complained because if I did, someone would say they don't, then why don't you quit if you don't like it? Yeah, that's true. To be fair, Darby, you're allowed to have human emotions and um you're allowed to have human emotions and not like every aspect of our job and say something. Is when you start getting out of pocket with other people that it becomes a problem. Says, but do you think that the angel that comes down from heaven will grant? Maybe it'll be stupid if it'd be stupid if they do. If one of the if Because come on now, we're gonna make an angel a damn genie now. See, this type of stuff that if they do something like this, it's like, of course, it's Days of Our Lives. They'll do something stupid like that. They'll do something stupid like that. They'll sit there and the angel can sit there and grant two wishes. What? An angel and a genie? What are we doing at this point? No, that's be dumb. And I would have no problem calling it out. Well, yeah, of course, man. That's exactly why I put it on the title. That's why I put it on the title, man. She deserves his flowers. W says I never complained about it at the job where my coworkers. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean, Darby. That's what I mean, Darby. Yeah. Um, because yeah, you can always sit there and be blessed that you still had a job at the end of the day, right? Some people don't have jobs. Some it's hard for people to find jobs for some odd reason. So yeah, hell, I don't love everything about my job either. But I would never come there with this attitude of, oh, I can't stand this job and I can't stand this person. I can't stand. Like just walking around with that negative energy doesn't do anything. You know, it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't feel good. And I've seen people at my job that walked in with this very negative, nasty, condescending attitude, and I'm just like, part of me is like, yeah, if you don't like this job, then find another job because nobody's not there forcing you to sit there and work here. You know, so yes, I do find out out of pocket when people do stuff like that. Oh my lord, Dawn, hey, what's good, Dawn? If the angel who saved Poland is A's first wife, I can accept it. Well, you got more tolerance than me, Grams. I give you that. W says because no employee is keeping you exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly, Darby. Justin says Ava made a big mistake hugging Nina. And by the way, Ava, you can subscribe to me. Yeah. Let me let me find your channel. It's gonna be a minute because for some odd reason now my phone is going super slow. Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. That's what's up. Listen, I love supporting people who are um doing their channel. See, I just up to you. LaShawn, that angel that Polina saw with Lexi is going to give him his memories back. Yes, I've heard that. I don't know how to feel about that, but I heard that. Yes, Justin, I just subbed to your channel and I just put it on my history, so I definitely will be watching. One says, you should not even think about days being canceled. You should petition for Ken Cordet to be fired and petition Eric Zucker to also drop the lawsuit. Oh, okay, right. Why do you want the lawsuit to be dropped? I'm very curious about that, Ron. And LaShawn, it's good to see you. LaShawn, it's good to see you. Ron, you just said yes that me and Mr. Alar are a team, which I don't know how to feel about that, but y'all are reading this, right? Y'all are rereading this, right? Yeah, LaShawn, a lot of people are saying that she isn't dead. I can believe that. Duane, I was actually watching your stream last night. Thank you, Duane. I appreciate that. Thank you. And what's good, Duane? I don't know. Yeah, I agree with that, LaShawn. That Shirley, because honestly, to tell you the truth, the way she died was so stupid that if you did actually make her death like actually stay dead, I mean, it would be typical B&B stupidness. But like, but Ron, I need you to answer my question. Why do you want Area to drop the lawsuit? Yes, thank you, LaShawn. It's always good to sit there and see a good familiar face. So thank you for joining. See, I like doing these streams on Saturday. I hate not doing live streams on Thursdays when I normally do it. Big Samuel, what's good? How you doing today, Samuel? That's right. Nikki Newman has been Melanie has been playing Nikki for 44 years. Freddie says Carly had the nerve to say to Jagger and Anna, you don't have the right to search. Yeah, Freddie, they had that warrant ready because Anna knew Carly's energy. Anna knew Carly's energy. Yes, I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, B&B has been a cartoon from when I first started watching, like 2 or 3 years ago. I always sit there and say B&B is the funniest sitcom soap opera. Spencer, how do you feel about Jason and Sam getting back together if that happens? I'll be cool with it. Um, Spencer, I'll be cool with it. I think that Jason and Carly are going to get together, which would be weird to me, but what's good, Spencer? Freddie says it took seconds for them to get there. Yeah, it's like Freddie. It's like they teleported. It's like they effing teleported at this point. Oh, okay, yeah, I knew she was coming back sometime next week, Mel. So thank you for letting me know. Singer says Melanie has been on YNR since 1978. So I'm assuming that's logging in 44 years. I don't know. That's when I looked at it on Google. But I'll change it if it's wrong though. Well, it made sense, Freddie. And you know how soap opera time is. Angel Blue says I can never get into B&B. Yeah, I yeah, it was good, Spencer. I mean, I get it. I get Angel Blue. It's different for me because this is what I do, but just as a fan, I don't know. I would have to have a reason to get into it. Says I think Jason's getting mind control by somebody. So you think it's mind control, right? I think that's interesting that you say that. That's what I mean. Laura B. When I was just watching the soap operas, I would just watch General Hospital, right? I didn't watch the other soap operas, so I understand. Like when people come into the chat, Ron says yes, but so the show can stay on the air. So yes, Ariel should drop the lawsuit. So let me get this straight, Ron. You want her to drop the lawsuit so you can be happy. Is that what it is? You want them to drop the lawsuit so you could be happy because your entertainment is more worth it than her getting justice. Okay, cool. They say that. Yeah, I know. It's very repetitive. Um, on 1979. Okay, that's. I mean, that's yeah. That's why I was looking at it. I was like, I think like it was around 44 something years. Nicob says Angel says only fool with GH and Wano from time to time. Yes, a lot of people. Nicob says I know a lot of people that watch B&B only watch because it's less of a time commitment. Yes, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. But it's part of the reason why I sit there. I watch. This is part of the reason why I talk about all the soap operas because when you come to my live stream, there's something for everyone, right? Like there's certain people that only talk about specific shows, right? On their channel. GH Envy. What? Lisa Clapp is in here? Where's Lisa Clapp? I don't see Lisa Clapp. Lisa Clapp, if you're in here, what's up? I don't see you, but when you come to my live streams, there's something for everyone. Like GH Envy just talks about General Hospital, right? And that's fine. Well, that is good news now because I can't do Teresa. So thank you for letting me know. Because of days, it's the only one I don't watch and can't get into. Yes, there's a lot of soaps that some people can't get into because their energy's different. If you're a GH fan, it's going to be very hard for you to sit there and get into Y&R. If you're a GH fan, it's going to be very hard for you to sit there and get into Bold and the Beautiful. LaShawn says, I'm glad that Sen returned. Finally came home with Stuffy. Oh yeah, I forgot the double name thing. Yeah, Lobby, that's what I was going to think. That's very true. Yours and Lisa Clapp does look the same. Oh, there we go. There we go. Lisa Clapp is in the chat. I think I was only able to tell because Lisa Clapp is a member, but yes, they do look very similar. Wow. Except for yours is a lowercase and hers is an uppercase. What's good, Lisa Clapp? Happy Saturday. Yeah, GH is not like BNB, you know? And yeah, the people that watch BNB, it's easier because it's 18 minutes long. It's not even a half an hour, really. It's literally 18 minutes long. I guess so. If you say so, now. I mean, I find it to be very cartoonish for an angel to be granted wishes. Jenna says, I will say I like your channel, but I feel the balance and how soap operas are discussed is not balanced. I feel like G just prioritized over the others. Well, yeah, that's true, Samuel. Um, but there's more people that come in that watch GH than they do the other shows. So, and I don't want to limit people for not talking about GH as much as talking about Young and the Restless. So that's why in my chat, that's why when I do my videos, I always sit there and encourage. Jesus Christ. No, I just saw you, Lisa Clapp. That's why when the Bachelor Sam said, "Hey, Lisa Clapp," I was like, um, but it's good to see you though, because I don't normally get to see you, Lisa Clapp. So it's good to see you. But yeah, I mean, whenever I do my reviews on Y&R or whatever, I was like, hey, listen, I need the fans for the Y&R to sit there and come out and come and you want to talk about stuff, we'll talk about it there. Yes, yeah, I like GH, but it's not so much that it's prioritized more than the others. It's just that there's more people in here that like GH than they do the Bold and the Beautiful, the Young and the Restless. Because I'll talk about, since I watch all four, I'll talk about what people want to talk about. But that's why, that is also true in Boston St. GH is very popular on YouTube in general. But I don't do segments where it's like 20 minutes is GH and 20 minutes is Y&R. It's like, what's the chat want to talk about? Because I can flip the switch and flip the, you know, I can sit there and talk about all four of them. But it really comes down to what the chat wants to talk about, you know? But I do like having you in the chat, Samuel, so I appreciate you. Yes, make sure you hit that like button. We got 25 people. I'm pretty sure we got like 7 likes for some odd reason. But since I can't cheat and hit the like button again, so cool though. Justin got a channel on YouTube. That's what's up. Okay, we got 17 likes, so okay, 18 likes now. Thank you, everyone. No, it's all no, it's all good. It's all good, Lisa Clap. It's just I like seeing you in the chat, so I appreciate whenever you're able to come through. So don't be sorry. I just like having your energy in the chat. That's all. And Janetta, and you've been doing a good job. Thank you. Thank you, Anjanetta. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. And like I said, trust me, even with Samuel, it's like I would want to sit there and talk about Y&R and B and stuff like that. Because again, I watch all four of the songs, and I even started putting in the description. And again, thank you, Anjanetta. I appreciate that. I really do. Um, I put in my description. I'm talking about all four of the soaps. I'm like, B&B fans, why not? You want to sit there and talk about this stuff? Let's go. Let's talk about it tonight. LaShawn says, I want to see good things from Thomas and Hope Logan again. You're a Thomas and Hope Logan fan. Recop said, this is why I don't get how YNR is number one. More people like GH are bold. I think it may have something to do with internationally also. Samuel said GH is very popular. I'm just saying it might be good to have a direction instead of just getting stuck on one soap. Hmm. Oh, Freddie, no, he's not going nowhere. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get what you're saying, Samuel. I do, and it's not so much like I disagree with you. It really comes down to giving what the people want. Is generally what it comes down to. Giving what the people want. The people want to sit there and talk about Y&R. We'll talk about Y&R. People want to sit there and talk about B&B. We'll talk about B&B. But just to sit there and put a direction on one particular topic, is basically sitting there saying that, well, you can be a GH fan, but we're going to be sitting there talking about Y&R. And I don't want to do that. I know some people do that. They talk specifically about that particular part, but I've always been like, you talk about this, that, and the third, you know. So I don't sit there and make so much GH my priority. It's more that the chat kind of makes the GH the more priority because, you know. But I do appreciate what you're saying. Susan says I watch all four soaps too, Albert, and Albert goes along with what the chat wants to discuss. Exactly. Thank you, Susan. Um, and again, that's specifically the reason why. One of the reasons why I like watching all four of the soaps, besides the fact that they're all. Mm, yeah, exactly. No, I get what you're saying, Sarah. I don't. I'm not a fan of just Nikki talking about 15 minutes of one and 15 minutes of the other. Like, um, I get that that works for some people and some of their chats, but for me, yeah. Because again, it just comes down to limit, and I'd rather have the chat talk about what the chat wants to talk about, as opposed to me sitting there making it putting limitations on how much we're allowed to talk about one as opposed to the others. Again, it's about giving the people what they want. Mel says, I feel like it's unfair that Sharon Chase as Nikki Newman is not getting enough storyline. I mean, to be fair, Mel, yeah, we can sit there and say that about we can say that about Tessa Mariah also. Yeah, I mean, that's very true, Mel. So Lisa is a fan of, I guess they call him Taupe, right? That's interesting, Lisa, because I know a lot of people is not fans of theirs. So I'm. It's cool that you are. And that's the thing, Mika. They and that's kind of the problem. They show them so little, Ryan tests so little that it's like you don't have a lot of. It's very hard to sit there and really have any interest in them when you don't sit there and see them enough on the show. Spencer says what got me into the show was hot women like Kelly, Laura, and so many others. Jason is John. What exactly? Well, that's the thing, Spencer. Back in the day, the Bob Guza days was actually pretty interesting. Ambassador Sam, actually, I agree with Samuel. Chronological order discussion followed by open floor all. No, well, I mean, I'm glad you agree with him. I guess we can agree to disagree on that. But I respect your input. Samuel says Wino is number one because as the world term was number one back in the day, along with God and Light, it's more about the history rather than what's actually happening now. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the reason why um why the Young and the Restless. Oh, of course, Ambassador Sam. I'm never one to sit there and bash people for their opinions. Here's the thing, Ambassador Sam. One of the things that I think that has made me so good at what I do is constructive criticism. You know, I'll always sit there and take input. I may not always execute it, but I appreciate the input because there's a lot of input that people say that I do sit there and try to follow. Angel Blue says, I like Guza. I know Guza gets hate, but Guza wasn't boring. Angel Blue, I see. I'm one of those people that I'm a fan of the Guza days. I'm a fan of it. Susan says, nah, Albert needs to do Albert. I enjoy his live chats and wouldn't try to change his formula for hosting. Well, thank you, Susan. I mean, like I said, I agree. I mean, I appreciate all input because that's the only way that I feel like I'm able to grow. But for somebody, for anyone, you know, there's input that you go sit there and take that you can execute, and then there's others where you're just like, I appreciate it, thank you. I'm going to sit there and do it this way, but I do appreciate the input. Like I said, that's one of the ways that I've grown is by accepting constructive criticism, whether I agree or disagree. It's the people that take it as a form of an insult that is like that's not what it's meant for. LaShawn said Jason doesn't know that Sam is in a relationship with Dante. He's only in for a rude awakening then. I mean, to be fair, here's the thing, LaShawn, the way that they broke up was so random and fast. It was just like I think it might have had something to do with behind the scenes rather than, you know. Becob says it's just that I hear so many people complain about one not being boring, not review as much as the other soaps. Yeah, I mean to be fair, Mikab, I like reviewing Young and the Restless when I actually have a chance. You know, it's more of a slow burner story, but they with Y&R they know how to make it work because that's one of their strengths. They can tell slow burner stories and make people stick around because that's been their formula for a while. They make the conversations interesting enough to make it work. General Hospital doesn't have that. That's why I used to blast them so hard back in the last year. Because General Hospital, I felt need to sit there and play their strengths. It's like Angel Blue said. I loved the Bakuza days. They were trying to be Y&R, and I'm like, you're not Y&R. This is not. This doesn't work for you. You know. Family says also CBS has a longer history with soap operas than the other networks. NBC and ABC came afterwards. I didn't know that. Ambassador says Y&R best writing in the business. Yeah, no, I actually was shocked. I was disappointed with Ava for having her gun just being taken away from her, like she's some sort of 5-year-old child. But yes, I that did throw me. So I give Days credit for something they're surprising me. I give them a lot of credit for Days surprising me with that. And I know some people, and it's funny too, because I know some people are just like, ew, this is so gross, Clyde is so much older than Goldman. I'm like, okay, and And are you dating Clyde? No. Then like, why does it matter to you? One says, I think Sam grew up because when Samantha was with Drew, she realized she didn't want Jason's kind of life. Plus, she knew he never put her first. I agree with that. I just think it just my whole thing is like it just came out the blue. That was my issue. It literally came out the blue. Lisa said, I don't think Jason gives a hoot about it. Sam whose house did he show up at? Carly, yeah. Um, which is still just out of pocket for me, but and that's the thing. That's the thing, Duane. I think if it played out a little bit longer than it did, I think I can accept it. But the way she broke up with him, just like out the blue, like, "Hey, listen, if you leave out that door, then don't come back." And Jason was like, "Hey, listen, if you had this feelings, how come you didn't sit there and talk to me before? Well, would you have listened to me? That's not the point. You didn't sit there and give him the chance to even do that. You didn't give him the chance to even sit there and contemplate that. You just did it out the straight up blue. That's what pissed me off about Sam when she did that. Samuel says, I think my biggest gripe with this group at times is that when you talk about why not many people bash why not without knowing the history or even understanding the soap opera, but as soon as you criticize GH, all bets are off. Okay, well, that's your opinion. I'll say that much. That's your opinion. We can agree to disagree with that, but okay. Um, Freddie says Nina should sign divorce papers. Sonny's not here for Nina all anymore. Valentine is available. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Valentine's. I think damn near almost anybody's a better pick than Sonny, if we're gonna be honest. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I kind of gotta agree to disagree with that one because yeah, people don't know the history. We wasn't sitting there, not everyone was sitting there watching at the same time as other people. But that doesn't mean that their criticism isn't valid though. You know? I don't know about the whole bashing with Y&R, but I think people are allowed to sit there and have their disagreements with Y&R, even if they may not be as knowledgeable about it, even if they're not as knowledgeable about um, Y&R. It's not to sit there and say that they can't be like, this episode wasn't really good because of X, Y, and Z. You know, yes, understanding the history is important, but Lisa says I love both Y&R and GH. Yeah, no, I've definitely started to grow to appreciate Y&R. Angel says, I hate the last time Sam broke up. My feelings for Sam started changing after she treated Jason like that. I still like her though. I still like her, but yes. Yeah, I mean I still like her too. It's just the way she did it just seemed like it came out the blue. And even if it wasn't out the blue, because she might have had those feelings for a while, the way she did Jason just doing it out the blue, I think that's where it was just like what? But again, to be fair, Angel Blue, I feel like it might have been more of a behind scenes sort of thing. Where it's like maybe they just didn't get along. Maybe they just didn't like working together the same way. LaShawn said Carly should have called Elizabeth. Well, yeah, exactly. That would have been the smart thing to do. It would have been the smart thing to do. And they could have still had that reunion. You just have to do it in a way where it makes sense. Going to Carly before going to somebody who I don't always like one or other, but I watch soap opera understanding the type of soap opera it is, not because I came from GH and expecting one to be like GH. That's my point. I get that. I get that. No, I understand that. I mean, we can agree to disagree with. Um, it doesn't like their feelings are still valid. about the criticism towards Y&R, and not so much about it comparing it to GH, but just on its own merit. You know, but it's like I get where you're coming from, and you make sense, but I also understand where they're coming from too. Because yes, sometimes it is about comparing it to another soap, and sometimes it's just you just didn't exactly like it. You know, Angel Blue says that Jason breakup was disrespectful, and Liz would have probably called the cops. She might have had to, and yeah, granted, we could sit there and say maybe Jason didn't want to put um didn't want to put Liz in that position. So yeah, you're right, Angel. There always could be an argument that could be um made for that. Simon says, I judge a soap opera based off history. Yes, no, and like I said, that makes sense. That's valid. And that's what you do. And that's valid. But I don't think it makes other people's complaints less valid, if that makes sense. Cat lady, now it's time to see if Carly will tell anyone y'all know like how Liz didn't tell anyone, then she's changed him to Drew. We shall see, Cat Lady, and also hope you're having a good Saturday. Freddie says, Albert, when Jagger said, "Oh, you're Max Scorpio's daughter. It's good to see you. I'm still gonna." Yes, Freddie. He was like, "Yo, listen, we're not gonna sit there and play that family sympathy card with me. That's what we're not gonna do, Maxie." And yeah, I did laugh my ass off when I saw that scene too, because Maxie actually thought that she played him like, "Oh, I can use the family connection and we'll sit there and get all scot free." And then when he said that, it was like, "Oh, wow, that's not exactly how I took this conversation with sit there and end." That was the funny part, Freddie. Exactly, Freddie. He gave zero Fs. Zero. None. But it was also, it's like, don't sit there and try to play on his emotions either. Hmm. I mean, Cat Lady, if she does, I think she'll sit there and tell maybe Sam. I think she'll tell Sam, and it would make sense because they have kids. Well, she should probably also tell Liz too, since they have kids. Kelly says John coming back and he didn't care about having any friends. Well, yeah. I mean, why would he? Plus, he was gone for a long time. I mean, I think he would probably expect that people would have moved on and stuff. Samuel says Jagger spoke for the audience who doesn't like Sonny. This also made me respect Sonny for taking accountability and listening to how Jagger feels about him. Yeah, again, saying that whole history check was jarring. Angel Blue says Maxie also slipped and told. Yeah, it was a little odd that she did that, Angel. Freddie said Albert Maxie thought she was being. She did, and honestly, tell you, Freddie, that's what makes it even more funny. That's what makes it even more funny. That's why I laugh so much. One says, "I wonder how long would Jagger be around." Well, how long would any soap character be around? Is really the question. CJ Love. Hey Albert, I often see people constantly complaining about GH on social media like the show is never good enough. I often say to myself, so why watch? To be fair, CJ Love, I've done that too. I've done that. I've not complained online, but I've had my complaints to hear too. And it is a little weird, CJ, because I've seen people sit there and ask me that question. I've seen people get upset with me for me complaining, for me sitting there having criticism towards General Hospital. So trust me, I get it as well. Samuel says Sonny had to realize you don't get a pass because you changed because some people Yeah, I can agree with that. Angel says Jagger's friends were Karen and Robin. Then he spent time with his brother Stone. Jagger didn't get along with Jason Q or Jason Morgan. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot they knew each other back in the day. Yeah, Freddie. I think she's on vacation. I think she's on vacation. She'll be back soon, but I'm happy she's on vacation, Freddie, because I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, if some of these actors don't take vacations, they eventually want to getting burnt out. So it's always good. It's always good to sit there and kind of take a vacation and come back with that peak energy. One said Jagger and Samantha, a man she didn't want have to complain. She didn't want have to have to compete with what? CJ Love, I get it. I don't think it's wrong to criticize the show because you want it to be better. Exactly, and that's the thing, CJ Love. I get both sides of it. Cat Lady says, "Well, GH, can we please get a damn visit from?" Well, Cat Lady. It depends if the actress actually wants to come back. So, Shanta, what is right with Heather Weather? You said, what's wrong with Heather Weather? What's right with her? Yeah, Lashanta, they both do. They both got kids by that man. But yeah, Cat Lady. It's the same thing with like Miss. It's the same thing with like Selena. You know. Mel says Albert Ava was being so naive to have John and Steve taken away. Well, yeah, no, I mean, it kind of was. It kind of was, but it was also that's just how Ava is, no, you know. So that's just her personality. Well, yeah, CJ Law, she does, but I just don't know how much she would want to come back to the show. Like, let's put it this way, CJ Law, she didn't come back for Epiphany. She didn't come back for Epiphany's funeral. She didn't come back for Epiphany's funeral. If she didn't come back for that, she's not coming back. Or we are getting the writing where Sonny has to hear other people talk about it rather than him always getting the last word. That's the worst way to write someone. Oh yeah, I forgot they have new writers. Same amount. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we didn't get Selena, and people was like, "Where's Selena at? Where's Selena at?" It's like the actress is taking care of her mother. She has other things that she's doing, and people always sit there and assume they just don't want the character back. Like Taggart, you know. But with Taggart's a different story because, from what I understand, he actually wants to come back, and the show hasn't put him back on the show. So that's a little bit different. But I feel like sometimes before people sit there and start to get upset, well, she also retired. Okay. Well, see, that's another reason why I think sometimes before people start to really complain about why an actor or an actress isn't back on the show, they need to understand that it may not always be the show's fault. Mel says, Albert, have you started to see the light? No. On Xana and Sarah, aka um I mean it's not so much about it's not so much about seeing the light, really, Mel. I don't hate them being together. I don't I'm not really caring one way or the other, you know? Because here's the thing, I always felt their union to be very odd, you know? It's one of the reasons why I was never able to sit there and connect with them. Ooh, recast Robin. I don't know about that. Xander is a bad person. Sometimes he does bad things. Sarah knows about it. So when he does those things, she gets upset. Like you don't know who this person is. I think that's the reason. That's the reason I'm not too fully caring about them. You know exactly what kind of person that Xander is, and yet you still rock with him. So it's like, well, then just rock with him and stop sitting there acting like he's gonna be something different. Curly says, kill the character, then we still have her alive. Shaking my head, making characters GH don't even use. Stand up. Freddie says, I've been when an actor and actress comes to work every day or every couple of days to read thousands of pages. Do you screen on a daytime soap opera can be very stressful. So yeah, exactly, that's what I said, Freddie. That's why when people snip there saying they haven't seen training in a minute, it's like, yeah, because the actress is on a break. She needs to go on a break. And I think it's good. And it also rotates the characters. That's why I always like Days because Days did a better job as far as rotating the characters around. Will work with yeah, that's another problem, Laura B. On top of many reasons. And also, Laura B, they don't always know how to recast well. I mean, how many times did we go through Molly's? How many Molly's did we go through? Um Simon says Carly understands that if she goes back and forth with Nina, she won't have peace either. It's actually growth on Carly's part. Yeah, it's Drew that keeps it there, bringing it back up. Angel says Kimberly has been Robin since she was a child. Recasting Robin is like recasting Sunny. Exactly. That's why I said like for so many reasons it just wouldn't work. But I understand that maybe Cat Lady doesn't have that same connection to Robin that other people do. So it's easy for her to sit there and say, um, yeah, exactly. And the same thing to Juan. Juan may not actually have that same connection to Robin, so it's easier for him to sit. It's like me. I don't have that connection to Jagger. So when you see somebody that doesn't even look like the old Jagger, it doesn't phase me like it would other people. It's going to expire, so he might be going back to recurring. Yeah, I mean, Mel, I heard that he may actually want up leaving. Well, some people said that he might leave the show though. Yeah, CJ Love, that's what I'm saying. Oh, at least you never watched Days. Okay. Ambassador said G's not the best recasting in the business. They're not. And honestly, tell you the truth, Ambassador Sam going through like three Mollies is proof that they don't know how to make it. They don't know how to make that work. Kelly says, also know it makes no sense having a character that will never be back. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Cat Lady. Kelly says yes, but Kim doesn't want to work anyone anymore, so recasting or kill the character off. Why keep just a name, recast her or bring her back? I've been watching since Robin was a baby. I know. Oh, okay. That makes sense. And there's this, yeah, Molly's. That's what I say. If you're not gonna do it right, then just don't do it. Susan. Yes, it's interesting. So the temporary Sloan character works perfectly, and yet they couldn't get Teresa right. See, that's that. That's to tell you, Susan. That's what makes me even more annoyed by that because you got a temporary Sloan that's doing perfectly, yet you decided to have Gwen be Teresa and make that make sense. Nobody, I don't know if anybody actually sat there and looked at that and said that that makes sense. I understand that they want to keep the actress, maybe keep her job or whatever, but that was such a really terrible decision that we got to sit there and see every time that days come on. Angel Blue said there's a fear that Trina will be pushed to the side because Spencer isn't there, and that would suck. That would suck. Yeah, that's true, LaShawn, and that's been very mixed because I didn't like her as Sam, but other people did. LaShawn. Freddie said, I feel bad when Eden came back to work just to film a funeral scene for a Spencer memorial when the woman lost her mom in real life. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch that episode, but yes. I mean, I would have took even more time off to grieve my loved ones. But she, I mean, yes, but I mean, yeah, I see. Kelly says all the stuff Anna has been through. No Robin now. Jason's back again. Won't see Robin makes no sense. Makes me so pissed. I can see that. Yeah, no, I guess Freddie. It depends on each person is different when it comes to his grief, though. Freddie. Ron says have Robin on every 3 or 4 years. How does that make sense? It doesn't. But I don't know. I mean, Cat Lady is next. Cat Lady is a Callie is a different case, but I think for most people, you're either going to connect with the character and not want to recast, or you haven't been with the character long enough and be like, recast is fine. And yes, Lashant, there actually has been. I think there's been two Maxi recasts. There's been two, and they really have not worked out for me. Angela says that old Molly was atrocious. That was the Molly equivalent of the recasting Carly with ooh. Yes, Angel Blue. The Carly that no one the Carly that no one mentions. The I forgot about that. The recast Carly that is forbidden to really be mentioned. Yes. What a train wreck. Freddie says, yeah, but everyone deals with grief in all different ways. Exactly, Freddie. But that's why I was like, I understood, she came back when she was ready. But Freddie, it wasn't even so much that they had the old Molly. It's that they went through different Mollies, right? And so that really raises the question: should the original Molly come back? Should the original Molly be able to come back? That's the question. Should the original Molly be able to come back? Freddie says it's like they were in a rush. What do you mean they were in a rush? Like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Susan said, "Yeah, I know," which is pointing out how spot on. Yeah, that's very true. Well, what do you mean by they were in a rush? Freddie. Angel said, "Yeah, we didn't always have. Yeah, we had so far two, and I remember the last one. I mean, the first one, Angel Blue, which actually no, technically there was three. It was three. There was remember the brunette Angel. Remember that when they actually had the brunette Maxie. When they had that chick that was brunette for some odd reason, and it was just like where like this chick was always blind, and then they recast her and they made her brunette. But they said to recast the oh yeah, no, yeah, they were, yeah, Freddie, they were definitely scrambling like no tomorrow. Lashanta said the one that was on days, yes. Lashanta, I think her name is Jenny or Jennifer or something like that. She was a, I was not a fan of that Maxie. I was not a fan of that Maxie. I know that Kristen was going through stuff, right? Kristen Storm's going through stuff, so I wasn't upset with her. Um, But some people actually was upset with her, and I thought that was so stupid. And then remember, she left again when Nina fired her. She left again, and people were upset. I'm like, you don't know what it's like. You don't understand what it's like going through. Julie, yeah, that was that was Lulu. That was like, the first main Lulu that people really liked. That was recast as Elizabeth. No, Susan, that was Lulu. That was recast as Elizabeth. Hmm. Angel Blue says the original Molly is trying to avoid jail time and asked for a plea deal. I think she deserved jail because this isn't her first. What? Yeah, I didn't know that was her first. I didn't know. I didn't know that wasn't her first. But Angel Blue, do you think that she should come back? Do you think that they should put it back as Molly? Freddie says I like Lexi version of Christine, but Kate Manson is going with me. Yeah, Freddie, Kate Manson is a different. She's a more older and mature Christine. Yeah, Lexi. She played the character for such a long time. It's very iconic and hard to sit there and not have that image. But Kate Mansi has grew into Christina on a different level, and I think we can appreciate that. It was jarring in the beginning, and I get that. But I think that she grew into. Remember, what was the other one? Lindsay. What was the other chick? Um, I loved her. What was the other? What was the other temporary? Christine. She played Raven on The Hundred, and I really loved this chick too. I can't remember her name though. I think it's like Lindsay something. I can't remember her name. Cannot remember her name. But thank you, Freddie. Yes, Lindsay Morgan. Thank you. Was she a great Christina? No. But to be fair, Freddie, when Lindsay took over the role, Christina was a horrible character. She was a horrible character. I love the actress, but she was a horrible character. Like she was, if you thought that Jocelyn was bad, she was way worse. Angel says if she could handle her drink and possibly Hollywood is different, you can get DEIs and still get your job back. Exactly, Angel. And there's been many stars on G's that came back. Yes, thank you, Lobby. Yeah, it was Lindsay Morgan. Thank you. Susan said GH would be taking a chance bringing original Molly back because of insurance. I think I read that's why Tyler wasn't rehired. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. I forgot about that. Well, I didn't even think about it from that point. Didn't think about it from that point. Um, and Lisa says if she's inhibited, do she needs to do the time? Oh, yeah, she definitely needs to sit there and face her consequences. I mean, most Hollywood people don't. That's why they get away with so many DUIs. Freddie said, Albert, I think Lindsay was on for a year. Christina, I barely remember that Christina, to be honest. Freddie, I remember that Christina because her character was so horrible. She was so annoying, so obnoxious, so self-absorbed that she, what I'm saying? Like, I generally hated Christine because of it. And so whenever I sit there and talk about Jocelyn, I'm like, listen, as bad as Jocelyn is, she was worse. Yeah, Angel Blue. I mean, it was bad. I think it was public intoxication. It was public intoxication. So it was a slip. Yes. Mel says I have a theory that Julie as that was Sloane's client could expose. Now it's flown over. Oh, you mean I totally forgot about that person. I mean, yeah, Mel, it's possible. Of course, I thought that Connie was super annoying. And I know people said that they liked because of the levity, but I'm like, I wasn't here for it. The chick was just annoying. She came out of nowhere, started getting up in her face. I was like, boy, if you don't sit there and take your drink and go sit your ass down somewhere. Lindsay Morgan was bigger than Kelly Monaco. She just looked awkward being Kelly. Hmm. Oh yes, yes, Angel Blue. She was the mob princess. So effing. Oh, I couldn't stand that character, to be honest. Freddie says, question, Albert, which recast Nicholas you like, Adam Huss or, Freddie, I would sit there and say Marcus. I would sit there and say Marcus. I'm going to go with Marcus. I think Adam is doing a good job, and I'm fine with it, Freddie, but Marcus killed it for me personally. In all fairness, I do think that both actors get a raw deal, and they get so harshly criticized for something that they can't control, right? Like people love Tyler as Nicholas. Not always would sit there and say that he was the best, not because of his passion, but just because of the way he played the character. But I feel like people get so harsh on those two, like, well, they're gonna need a Nicholas. So, you sit there calling them all sorts of names and constantly finding every little bit to sit there and criticize, it's not gonna do anything, you know? And I feel like they're too harshly judged because of the love for Tyler. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I could sit there and say I don't think even he would want his fans to be that harsh on those two actors. Like it's absolutely insane how people sit there and go online and bash them for simply, as Ron says, doing their job. Angel says I don't mind Adam Huss and Marcus. Marcus reminded me of Nicholas that was with Gia. Oh yeah, there was another. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I forgot about that one. But yeah, I mean, granted, there's always fans that's going to go out of pocket on this stuff, but some people take it to a point where it's not necessary. And because they get on their feelings, they want to sit there and say the most nastiest, exactly, they want to say the most nastiest, hateful things possible because they feel like going online is their outlet, which is fine, but one says agree, Marcus and Adam are very harshly judged, yes. Terry Smith, unfortunately, I gotta go. Everyone have a blessed weekend. Great chat. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, Jerry. You have a great day. And thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I appreciate always seeing you, Jerry Ice Cream. Freddie says, yes, I don't mind who plays Nicholas either. Is Adam or Marcus. They just there to do their job and make money. Exactly, Freddie. And some people, I mean, don't get me wrong, Freddie. I've seen people say out of pocket. My issue is that people will say out of pocket stuff. And it does get to a point where it's a little unnecessary. Queen Becky D, like I'm all for constructive criticism, but I do feel some people go way too hard. There's such a limit. There's such a thing as going way overboard. LaShawn says more love scenes between. Well, yeah, LaShawn. I just wish they didn't do it in Eric's office. I feel like that's so disrespectful. Yeah, Freddie, it can be the worst at times. It can absolutely be the worst, Freddie, because people have no filter, and they'll say this stuff because they're behind a computer screen. That's the issue, Freddie. They're behind a computer screen, so they can say whatever they want to an extent. And then when they get criticized for it, they say, "Oh, you're suppressing my freedom of speech." No, you're just taking this too far. Have a good night. Have a good day, Laura B. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you. I hope you have a good day. Um, and people love to sit there and say, "What's freedom of speech?" Okay, yeah, you have freedom of speech, but you're also an adult. You do have a brain. A little common sense goes a long way. You don't. It's the same issues that I have when people came at Steve's ex-wife, right? Like they got so upset, like they were in a relationship with her, and saying the most nastiest, cruelest things to the point where she had to turn off her comment section on Instagram. I'm like, you're saying all this stuff because you're upset with what she did to Steve, but I'm like, Steve kids have to sit there and look at that. You act like they don't have social media, like they can't see all the nasty, vile things that people are sitting there saying about their mother. What she did was right? No. But I don't think saying all that stuff and having her see that and having her kids see that is gonna make Steve happy. You know? He already has enough issues that they're dealing with her. He doesn't need that extra power and that extra stress that people sitting there thinking, oh, I'm defending Steve. You're not defending her. You're not defending Steve. You're actually making it worse for Steve. Angel Blue says, I think Marcus you to stay on wanted you to stay on contract and not be oh, he wanted to be stay on contract and not recurring. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then the whole fiasco that wound up happening when he didn't film his last couple of scenes. Lisa said there's a difference between in reality and fiction. Yeah, but more importantly, Lisa, there's a difference between being a fan of the actor, not liking what happened to him, and understanding that, but not there being so vile to the point where, you know, you say the things that you say. And Vicky, let's welcome Vicky. Let's everyone welcome Vicky into the chat. Vicky from BK. Let's welcome a new person. LaShanta said Thomas Nahom needs to go back to his place. Yeah, I mean, any place other than Eric's office, which I think is just disrespectful and gross at the same time. Freddie says it's going to be a black soap opera on CBS. I think you made a video about it, and some people are criticizing it. And yes, yeah, Freddie, no, it's definitely out of pocket. They're calling it racist, and the show didn't even actually premiere yet. That's how, yeah, Freddie, is absolutely insane. And Vicky said, thank you. Thank you. No, I appreciate that, Vicky. Thank you so much. No, but it's the first time I'm seeing you in a live stream, so I appreciate you coming through. Freddie says, I believe it. Yeah. Yeah, it's called The Gates. Yes, Freddie, it's called The Gates, premiering sometime next year. And people already being out of pocket because it is starring a prominently influential black family. Yes, no, Vicky, it's good to have you. Say he didn't want to step back. I mean, Duane, yeah, regardless, but you don't still sit there and disrespect him by doing that, though. Regardless if he's not ready to come back or not. Angel said that drama between Steve and his ex-wife was more interesting than drama on the show at the time. They should have said they were separating before she announced her. All that was. I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Angel Blue, they probably could have handled it better, but I mean, even with that being said, there's no reason to sit there and be that vile and disgusting to another human being because you don't like how a marriage played out towards two people that you weren't involved with. People take things way too personal, um, and that's where we get into this problem. That's where we get into this problem. People take things way too personal, and it never needs to get to that point. Never needs to get to that point. Vicky says looking forward to the new soap, but hopefully not. Yeah, no, I hope they don't either, Vicky. I hope they don't. I don't hope they don't either. One says Eric is probably on his honeymoon with Donna. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, you don't sit there and be having love in the afternoon on this man's office like that. That's one of the things he had a problem with. People eating lunch in his office, people just hanging out at his office. And there's a certain level of disrespect that it's like, exactly, Angel Bloom. And it's yeah, and that's why people need to say, oh, it's segregation. I was like, I don't think they understand that they're not just gonna have black people on the show. Angel Bloom. People are jumping out of pocket with their conclusions. Like the show didn't even premiere. Who's to sit there and say they're not gonna have Asian people, not gonna have Caucasian people, they're not gonna have Indian people? But people just have it in their mind that it's just only going to be black people, so it's going to be racist. I'm like, you don't even know that yet. The show didn't even come out, and people already made up their minds before the show even premiered, which is sometime next year. But you said, yeah, the situation with Steve and his wife was wild, especially with her pregnancy. It was, and it's, I can understand Freddie is upsetting to a fan, but it should never tolerate that level of saying something wild and nasty as a justification for how they feel, you know? Like, I don't like how it went down. I'm not going to sit there and make a video calling her all sorts of names because it's out of pocket and it's unnecessary and it's disrespectful to her kids. I don't think that people understand just how impactful saying stuff like that and having her kids read that, just how messed up that is. That's my issue. Now, granted, I made a video talking about that more in depth in my members video. So become a member and watch it. Where's Brook and Ridge? Duane says. I mean, they're around. They're around. I don't think we need to sit there and see them every single day. Like asking where's Sonny and Carly if they're off for like 2 days. But yeah, I don't know. Ray said, right, Albert, the kids are going to see that if they haven't already. I like social media is like I said, social media. Freddie, to be fair, social media is what you make it, right? Like there's good and bad within social media. Vicky says, and Destiny Land. Social media, to some extent, is what you make it. Yeah, there is a bad part of social media. There's also a good social part of good social media. I get to do what I get to do because of social media. So I can't sit there and say social media is all bad. Um, People don't help make social media good, but I don't think social media is bad as a total. Becky says, I'm excited for any new soap opera person I think is way past time. Is a soap with a black. Yeah, I said the same thing too, Becky. Exactly, Becky. And my whole thing is like people are getting out of pocket. And I'm like, you have four soap operas that always show prominent Caucasian families. And people are getting so mad and pissy because there's one black family, really? And yes, even though they could have handled it differently, but people shouldn't have been vicious to her. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. The problem is, Angel Blue, is that when you see stuff like that, it's very easy to sit there and get so jaded about social media and be like, social media is bad. Social media isn't the problem. People are the problem. People are the one that make social media turn out to be so ugly. It's like TikTok. People blame TikTok for people's stupidity. It's not TikTok's fault. It's people's fault. LaShawn says Rich was just at Eric's house. They were talking about Sheila being out there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, LaShawn. That's why I was like, yeah, they're there. They're there. Like, they might have been on there for like 2 days. Duane says, why not? Might have to be called the Newmans. Angel says you have to have a certain level of maturity to be on social media. There are lots of crazies on it. Yeah, I know. I know, Angel Blue. I see it every day, unfortunately. Hell, I actually have to sit there and interact with some crazies on social media. So you're right, Angel Blue. Yeah, Vicky, no, she's not dead. She ain't dead. I think we all know that, Vicky. Freddie says, Albert, let me rephrase that social media is bad when unhinged and so uncycle flows on there. I don't mean, yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Freddie. I guess I just want to partly clarify that because it's very easy for people to sit there and say, it's like people sitting there saying TikTok is so bad. And it's like, I'm kind of tired of people giving TikTok such a bad reputation. I think TikTok needs to do a better job as far as um, restraining certain people from doing certain activities on TikTok. But I think that TikTok as a platform isn't bad. It's the people that make TikTok bad. It's the people that do stupidness on TikTok that gives it a bad reputation. And people are very easy to sit there and blame TikTok because they don't want to sit there and think about. It's just very easy to just slap a label on it than to actually think clearly. Yeah, Lisa, and it's exactly Lisa. Just like what I was saying when I first started, I was like, "Yo, listen, the way she died was so stupid. So if they do kill Sheila off like that, is going to be dumb. And I don't think that Brad Bell is that bad to sit there and make it. Is that stupid to sit there and make it that bad? But same thing, Lisa and Victoria. I mean Vicky. Mel says, "I'm going to love Lily confronting the cheating Daniel and Heather for." Yeah, it should be very interesting, man. I'm very looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. Really, to Albert, social media is what you make of it, and others just act completely insane. Yes, yeah, I think that's I wasn't just that you're trying to correct you or anything like that, Freddie. It's just it's very easy to sit there and get jaded and just kind of blame social media as a whole. But anyway, I'm gonna sit there and end the stream here. But I do want to thank everyone for joining. Now, this is actually pretty fun live stream. Thank you all so much for making this live stream so fun. Okay, well, I mean, well, Vicky, do you want me to call Vicky or do you want to be called Victoria? I kind of felt like your name was Victoria. Oh, and that's a lovely name, by the way, Victoria. Whatever you want to be called, that's what I'm going to call you, either Vicky or Victoria. Um, yes, I do want to thank everyone for joining. Now, this is a lot of fun. I appreciate every single one of y'all for joining and making this so fun. And also, thank you for coming back, Angel Blue. I appreciate that. I didn't say that enough. I know you were gone for a while, and I know things was kind of crazy, but I appreciate you being back. Freddie says it was good to see you again. Albert, have a good weekend. Yes, thank you, Freddie. Thank you so much. It was great to see you as well. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. And to thank you, Ambassador Sam. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. It was great to sit there and see you. And thank you, Queen Becky D. Thank you for joining. It's always a pleasure to see you as well. Have a good night. Have a good day, Queen Mel. Thank you for joining. Freddie, Angel Blue, Vicky, LaShawn. It's good to see you again. Vicky says, be bold and beautiful. Be beautiful, be brave, and everyone. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you so much for joining. And have a good night. Have a good day. And Anjanetta, thank you for joining. And thank you for being a part of the chat. Becky D, is always a pleasure to see you. So yes, have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. I look forward to seeing y'all in the next live stream. Um, and if you're a member, I look forward to seeing you tonight. We're gonna sit there and get into it. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for coming through today. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing you tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Stay safe, and I will see ya in the next live stream. And also, like they said, hit the like button on the way out. Share the videos sometimes because that does help. If you can't be a member, and I understand that, share the videos because that does help the channel grow. And that does benefit everyone in the end by the channel growing and being as successful as it is. So if you can be a member, make sure you do hit the share button. I know it's a little extra, but trust me, sharing the video does help a lot more than people think. So I will see you in the next live stream and videos.